Hello, good afternoon everybody. I'm here, or they asked me to have a short conversation about the company BAC. We have 50 minutes, so we will speed up everything to let you know how we think about farming. My name, as you told, it's Fritz Visscher. I had my greenhouse in the Netherlands for more than 10 years. I was growing roses on rock wool, as you said. We produce in the greenhouse more than 9 million roses every year. I worked as a consultant around the world to tell people or to look for possibilities and to solve problems in agriculture and horticulture. I sold my company 16 years ago. I had the opportunity, because my neighbor starts to build a new greenhouse, I said, okay, let's give it a try. And I started the company. I was one of the founders of BAC. The idea behind BAC is to educate the people. We are a fertilizer producer, but only with fertilizers you cannot make nice crops, because we had some more presentations about climate control, all conditions, and the fertilizer is one part of it. So we try to spread the knowledge around the world, and we're selling now in more than 20 countries. South America, it's one of our main countries where we increased sales last years, because there's a lot of things going in micro farming, indoor growing, but also outdoor in the agriculture. To start about plants. Plants are autotrophic. Plants can feed themselves. They only need some sunlight, the CO2, but I think you have heard that in other presentations. But the nicest thing of the plants, that if the conditions are good, CO2 is good, the oxygen, the water, to make energy. And this energy, you can divide that by giving different plant nutrition to the plant. You can stimulate the plant to go which direction, to make more fruits, to work on the green parts. You can play with this. Most of the people, they only look on what's happening above the soil. So they look for the right light. Everybody's looking, chasing for the indoor growers to find the best LED, HPS lights, sunlight. And in some agriculture businesses, if we are working on the land, you don't have control about your light, because you have to pray that the sun will shine in time, that the rain will come, that it's dry in time, to have a good crop. We are, BAC company, are more focused what's happening under the soil. That's a big secret, what's going over there. And if the conditions are good and you can try to put more fertilizers, food for the plants, that means that your crop will be bigger, healthier, more fruitful, more sugars, higher Brix levels. So that's quite important for any plant. To explain a little bit what's happening under the soil, here you can see some numbers which you can find in the soil. We speak about microorganisms. In a cubic meter under a healthy soil, there are millions, billions of microorganisms, divided in bacterials, fungus, algae, worms. They all do a good job for you. They have the possibility to clean, to transfer all elements wherever they want to do. It's up how we manage this life under or in the soil, actually. Till now, there are 5,000 to 20,000 species known which can help us to create a microlife what is good for your plants. Not all of them, because you have the good and the bad ones, and they live in a symbiosis. It's always a fight between the good and the bad ones. Actually, like in life, that the good people and the bad people try to kick each other where that's possible. It's always a process of generating, degenerating. So you can see that in the small picture that in the autumn leaves will fall off, microorganisms are coming, we don't see them. They compost the leaves to a new fertilizer for the spring. And for this you will see that nature always, at least try or always will recover itself. We have now some problems in the Netherlands because last summer it was so dry that we killed some plants, and maybe it's possible that they will not recover next year, but that it's in nature, it can happen, and maybe they will come back the year after. To activate or to have these microorganisms to eat, to let them live, you have to feed the soil. We always say you cannot feed plants, you only can feed the soil. If you put the right recipe in your soil, the plants will choose which they will consume. It's not only an uptake by plants, but also the plants, they give hormones to the soil that it's time to eat some potassium, phosphorus or whatever. There are some movies available that you can see the microlife in the soil. It's very exciting to see that it's a fight from the good and the bad ones. But we are focused on the good ones to give us more production. And how can we do that? The system principles of the microorganisms, that you have the 10 positive, the good ones, and 10 are busy in the negative and positive. That can be for the plants, the mycorrhizas, trichodermas, and if you look for the bad ones, if it's too wet, too cold, you can, the fusarium, pythium, all the bad ones, it's also fungus and you don't want them. But it's not easy, but the best benefit is that 80% of them are the opportunists. So if you can convince just a small part of the microorganisms to be the good guys, you will kill all the bad guys. And 80%, it's the same as in life, they follow the leader. So if we have a chance to increase the positive microorganisms on a small level, that means that you have a big army behind you to help you in the soil to fight the bad ones. What can you do to make a stable or to create a good environment for your microlife in the soil? A stable, everywhere, a stable situation is good. Not from left to right, up and down, try to keep it balanced. The climate, don't water your plants with water from the river right now that it's -0 to a grow room or greenhouse outdoor where it's 20, 25 degrees. So the ideal temperature of the microorganisms or for the plants, it's also the ideal temperature for the microorganisms. The water quality, the warmer it is, the less oxygen will be in the water, and the more oxygen you have in the water, the better the quality and the better the uptake of any element will be for your plants. So that's quite important. You can, with a small place, you can put a pump inside to make air bubbles. We sell big machines in the horticulture. They can pump a lot of water and they suck air into the water to increase the oxygen levels. Also to stabilize the fertilizers, EC and pH, it's mentioned I think before, so keep it stable. And the substrate, of course, a healthy substrate will create a better life for the microorganisms than a poor soil without anything inside. So try to find a good substrate for your plants. And the last one, but not least, use the bug stimulators. The stimulators, we have a range of products organically based. It's more and more important to have organic products, and even in South Europe they want vegan. So all our products, if I speak about the stimulators, are plant-derived products. So no minerals inside, just plant extract, plant oils. And the first one, where all the life starts with, are seeds. Some will say clones, but you need first the mother plant to make some clones from any tree. So the seeds are most important. We have a product that's called egg seed. This product, you can soak your seeds inside for 1 hour, 2 hours, and that will result in a faster germination, more healthy plant, and because of the healthy plant, the seeds will be less attractable for fungus. So you are protected against all kind of funguses in the beginning. We did several tests. You can see the test we did in Romania in the laboratorium of Bucharest, that we tested with lettuce and tomatoes and some other vegetables. The left one, the U, it says untreated, the T, it's from treated, and you can see this result in, I don't think the dates are mentioned, but it's less than 2 weeks that we see the difference in length. So untreated seeds small, and the root system we cannot put here, but also in 2 weeks we make much faster, better, healthier root system. Then the seeds are ready, if it's not on the land, to put it on the land. For this we create, or we mix the product to the root stimulator. And here you can see that the root stimulator, if you make your water, that oxygen levels will increase. And an increase of oxygen to the root system will take care of a faster uptake of any element. The absorption, especially for the elements, in the beginning the plants need more nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium to make strong body and strong plants. And every element has got its own micro organism, let's say, who transfer the basic fertilizers or elements to eatable portions for the plant. I always tell to the people if they come to the stand, this is a root, and let's say the microphone, it's calcium, magnesium, it doesn't fit. You need to crumble it as a cookie to make it small parts to get into the roots. And this is done by microorganisms. If you have plenty, the faster they can eat this microphone, the faster the plant can grow, the healthier it is, and the better fruits it will give to you. So these are the best benefits for the product. It stabilizes the pH. Outdoor growers, farmers, they don't care about that. It cleans your grow system, very important. In the greenhouses where they work with drippers, some organic pollution can exist. And if you use the stimulators, the best advantage you can have for free is that it cleans your dripping system. The bloom stimulator is especially made for these bacteria who are working on the potassium fertilizer, for the fertilizers to eat the potassium. Actually, it has the same benefits to clean the system, but this especially for the flowering stage, to let the plants eat faster. Everything is needed for the flowering stage. We make a final solution. It's actually a product used in water treatment plants. We also are working in sewer plants, but also some big lagoons polluted with all kind of chemicals or organic matter. And for this, we use this product. The final solution starts the production of enzymes of all waste available in water. It neutralizes chlorine and sodium from tap water. The people are using RO water, it's not so interesting, but the people in the Netherlands, they use a lot of tap water, and you don't want too much chlorine, and especially in countries where they clean the water, drinking water with chlorine, Spain for example, it's very good to have this product. The products I spoke about, they are stimulators. They stimulate the existing microorganisms available in your substrate. That can be soil, cocoa. If it's not available, we have this fungi. It's a mycorrhiza product. These are the soldiers between the soil and the root. They take care of the fertilizers feed to the plant, to the root system. So they create a bigger root surface and more resistance against all kind of bad situations, temperature, rain. So you can see on the left side a treated piece of grass and the right side without mycorrhizas. And you can see the difference in the root system. So this is not a stimulator, it's a microorganism you can put in your substrate. With the stimulators it will start to develop and to colonize much faster. So that's why we use small portions, and if you use the stimulators, that will create a faster colonization of these mycorrhizas. So the products we discussed, it's to increase the growth of the microorganisms. And I told you in the beginning, you cannot feed the plants, you can only feed the soil. And how can you feed the soil? We have two different types of fertilizers. It's the mineral fertilizers and the organic fertilizers. The plants, anyway, what you use, they need the different elements itself. I mentioned a few, but they found out that the plants at least needs another 20 to 40 more to have 100% possibilities to grow. NPK, everybody knows, it's available in the organic, but also in the mineral. So with the elements and with the right formulation, which we have in our bottles, you can feed the soil. From there, the plant with the microorganisms we are activating with the products, the plant will take the right time, the right portions, and the right amount of fertilizers. In this case, it's important, of course, to put the right concentration in the soil, not too much, not too less, so the right dosage to create a healthy life in the soil with the right fertilizers for the plants will give you an excellent crop. pH, I think that was mentioned before to one of the other speakers. So the plant nutrition needs. You can see that in the growing stage, the plants, as we discussed before, they need especially the nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium to build the structure to carry heavy fruits later on. We can use for this the grow nutrients. We make different schemes, different formulations for the fertilizers, organic and mineral. For the flowering stage, we need more potassium and phosphorus. You can find it in the blooming. And in 2019, we come with some new products, especially on request from different countries where they use other water. For example, the yucca, we had a very dry season. Yucca has the benefits to, it's like a wetting agent. It can hold water when it's too dry, and it will drain out much easier if it's too wet. So it's a kind of insurance stuff for outdoor growers in dry areas or very wet areas. Mineral, we get a request from some countries where they don't use tap water, just RO or very soft water. They are missing the calcium and the magnesium. They asked me, can you put that in a bottle? And we did it. The fruiting power, it's a flowering stimulator booster in a solid way, also on request, but that will be, or it's already available in Russia as well. Certification, it's more and more important. Some commercial stuff, we had some awards with the best products the last years in different trade shows, but the certification of all kind of institutes, organic, vegan, it's more and more important in different countries. So we are licensed with most of the products with these institutes. So, time is over. If you are trying or willing to try some of the products, we always say, please do some trials first. You have to learn the plants. Plants are honest. If the plants are standing like this, you did something wrong. Too wet, too dry, too whatever. Try it, and after that you can introduce it wherever you want. And then let's wait for some success. So, thanks for your attention.
If there are questions, we will translate from Russia to English. Так, ну и мы поднимаем по традиции руки, у кого есть вопросы. Сейчас подойдут микрофон, принесут сзади. Давайте есть звук? Перевода нет?
Well, I can do this in English.
Okay.
So basically, what's the
Лучше на русском, чтобы все понимали присутствующие.
Какие базовые компоненты являются, скажем так, лежат в основе ваших решений в области органических удобрений, из чего вы их производите? Ну и, соответственно, есть ли в этом какое-то технологическое ноу-хау именно в способе производства органических удобрений?
Not working?
No, your Russian is very good. Your Russian is very good, better than mine.
Wrong channel. This one.
Okay.
Вы можете повторить вопрос? Сейчас, секундочку, микрофон сзади, посмотрите.
Вопрос заключается в том, какие базовые компоненты лежат в основе ваших решений в области органических удобрений. И есть ли какие-то уникальные ноу-хау именно в способе получения этих органических удобрений?
We work with the organic fertilizers with vegan products, so plant-derived products, and we only use waste that can be from potatoes, sugarcane and sugar beet. Some humic and fulvic acids are added, and with this we can make different combinations to make different formulations. So it's plant-derived.
You did it? Okay. У нас еще будут вопросы? Если руки, если желающие. Cree, thank you so much for this information.
Thank you. If you have any other questions, I will be the next 2 days in the exhibition room. So welcome to give me any question you want.
Thank you. Друзья, следующий наш спикер, я надеюсь, он